Hello everyone. Today I would like to take us through the new Zebra Metrics user interface. As you can see, Zebra has a new metrics user interface where users can create custom metrics for Prometheus. We try to explain this in a README file. We try to explain the terminologies we'll be using when creating a metrics. So we have terminologies like what is a metric, what are identifiers, and then in this tutorial, I would just like to quickly walk us through how to create these metrics, how to add identifiers, how to view and delete these metrics from identifiers. So as you can see on the page on the left-hand side, we have two buttons. At the top, we have the new metric, and we have the existing metric. For the new metrics, this is to be used when you are about to create a totally new metric. So metric stands for a particular report in this case. So if I try to create RPRT CPC, so in this case, I have created a metric for Zebra. I will then need to add identifiers to this report. Under new metrics, we can add the first identifier for that report. So my first identifier here, I would like to use total utilization. And then I will select my resource. And then for the identifier key, I would like to use CPC PP NAM, which stands for the name of the helpers that are collecting the CPC report. Then for the identifier values, instead of just selecting a particular helper, I would like to request data for all these helpers. And then we have the field. In this case, the field that I would like to return, I would like to have the numeric value coming from is this CPC PLTOU, which stands for the logical partition total utilization. And then for metric description, this is like a user defined description. You can select anything you like, but in this case, I will just like to go with CPC total utilization. And then I will click on save. Yes, I have been informed that my metric has been saved successfully. So after creating the metrics, I will now like to add more identifiers. Under new metrics, I was able to just add one identifier, which is the total utilization. So I will now like to go to existing metric, and then I will select my metric. So this is the metric I just created, RPRTCPC. This is the metric for the CPC report. And then I would like to add a new metric, but in this case, I will call it EFU. This is the metric ID. I want to create a metric for effective utilization. So my identifier key will be the same as my total utilization. That is the CPCPP now. And then I also like to request for all the helpers in this case as well. And then for the field, I would like to request for CPCPLEFU. This is for the logical partition effective utilization. And then for the metric description, I will just write something like effective utilization and then click on save. So yes, my metric identifier under this RPRT CPC has been saved successfully. So just to view the metrics I just added, I would now like to click on this drop down on the center of the page, and then I'll select my RPRT CPC. And then as you can see here, I have the details of my metric, RPRT CPC, and then the resource name. And then I have the two identifiers I added earlier, which are for CPC total utilization and then for the effective utilization. I'll now like to just show us how to view some of these metrics and delete them. Let's quickly add a new metrics for channel, which we'll use for deleting. And then channel, I'll just like to use CH, same resource. For identifier, I'll just go with the first field I have. I also like to select all. And then for this field, maybe SU, SIBC. And then for metric description, I'll just select channel and then save this metric. So yes, my RPRT channel metric has been saved. I can view it in the center of the page. This is the RPRT channel. So as you can see, there are like two red buttons, but before we delete it, let's see if our Zebra have started exposing metrics. Not yet. So maybe in some few seconds. So RPRT, this is for channel report. If I would like to delete the identifier that I created under this channel report, I can simply click on delete ID. This delete ID will just delete the metric identifier CH, which I created initially. So the next time I try to view this channel report, it will have no identifier. I can also delete the metric completely, including its identifiers in the case where the report has identifiers, by simply clicking delete metrics. So this metric has been deleted successfully. So in this case, I won't be able to even see the metric in the drop down. I will only be able to see the CPC report. So let's see, has prompt metrics started exposing data? Yes, prompt metric is now exposing data for total CPC, total utilization, and then for effective utilization that we just created using the metrics creation form. Thank you very much.